Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the last few videos, we have developed the dynamic model of the induction motor in an arbitrary frame of reference that rotates with omega c. If you have seen those videos, then you can understand the concept those we will be discussing over here. So from that arbitrary frame of reference model, we can develop the model for any frame of reference. For example, if we want to translate that model in the stationary frame of reference, that is with the q and the d axis, which are defined like this, and they are stationary, their speed is 0. So omega c will be 0 in this case if we are going to consider the stationary frame of reference, which is not rotating, which is fixed, and the q axis is aligned with the a and the d axis is lagging by the angle of 90 degree. So in the stator reference frame model, or in the stationary frame of reference, this is also called stationary frame of reference, omega c is equal to 0. And this model is also given the name Stanley model. So if you look at the equations, those we have already developed in the previous videos, the q axis, d axis stator voltages and the rotor voltages are linked with the q axis and d axis stator current and the q axis and d axis rotor currents through this matrix, where this p represents the derivative operation. So if we are going to consider the stator frame of reference, so these terms which are highlighted over here or marked, these will become 0 because the omega c is going to be 0. So these four terms will become 0, and this term will be modified because only this omega c will be 0, it will be only rotor dependent, and similarly this term will be 0, this omega c will be 0, this omega c will be 0. So these four terms will be modified, and these four terms will become directly 0. So we can write down the equation in the stator frame of reference that will relate the currents with the voltages. So as you can see over here, these terms have been replaced with the zeros and these terms are modified. So this is the model in the stationary frame of reference or the stator frame model of your induction motor, in which you have considered that your q and the d axis are stationary and they are not rotating, they are fixed, and the q axis is aligned with the alpha axis. So if they are fixed, if you look at the space vector of this ABC, so that is basically rotating, and if you look at its projection in the fixed q and the d axis, so that projection will be varying, and your state's space vector will be rotating like this, but it is now being considered in the stationary frame. So in the stationary frame, how the currents and the voltages will be related, that is given by this equation. And the torque equation will also be represented in terms of the stationary variables. Over here you can see the superscript was C, arbitrary frame of reference, but when we have translated it in terms of the stationary frame of reference, so we are going to update the superscripts with S. S is representing the stationary frame of reference. So our torque equation will also be updated, and now we will be using the stationary frame of reference quantities. We have discussed this torque expression in the previous videos. So this is the stationary space model, stationary frame of reference model of your induction motor. Okay, now let's talk about the rotor reference frame. In the rotor reference frame, your arbitrary frame is considered to be rotating at the rotor speed. That is, the dq axis are rotating according to the equal to the speed of your rotor. So any rotor quantity over here will be observed as the DC quantity because this frame is now rotating with the rotor speed. So in the stationary frame, the D and Q and the D axis were stationary, but in the rotating frame, we are going to call this QC as QR, rotating frame, rotor frame. This R is representing the rotor frame, and this rotor frame is basically rotating with the speed omega r, that is equal to theta r dot. So this theta c will be equal to theta r, and the derivative of this one will give you the speed of the frame of reference. So if you look at the arbitrary frame reference model, so that is given by this set of equation, and in this term will be modified. Now this will become omega r, similarly this is going to become omega r, this is going to become omega r, and this is going to become omega r, because our frame is rotating with the rotor speed. And what about this one? This omega c is going to become omega r, so this term is going to become 0. This one, this one, this one, and this one. So these four terms will become 0. Their contribution will become 0 in the rotor frame of reference. So in the rotor frame of reference, your matrix that will be relating the currents with the voltages will be given by this matrix. Here you can see the updated terms, right? And similarly, your torque equation will be updated. You will be considering the rotor frame of reference quantities. And how you translate from ABC frame of reference into this rotating frame of reference. We have already discussed the Clark transformation. So that matrix is this one, 2 by 3 into this cos of theta r minus 2 pi by 3 theta r plus 2 pi by 3, and the sine terms, and the 1 by 2. And this 2 by 3 is to make it the magnitude invariant, if you remember from the previous videos. So using this Clark transformation matrix, we can convert the quantities from ABC frame of reference to the DQ frame of reference, that is rotating with the speed omega c, and then we can correlate the voltages and the currents of the induction motor in the rotor frame of reference with the help of this matrix. So if we know the currents, we can look at the voltages, or if you know the voltages, you can find out the currents by taking the inverse of this matrix. So you can find out the parameters, the other quantities, if you know a set of parameters or the quantities, right? Then the next frame of reference, which is commonly used to represent your induction motor, is the synchronously rotating frame of reference, in which we consider that our DQ frame of reference rotates at the synchronous speed. So for that, I am going to draw it like that we have a frame of reference, right? This is the Q axis, but now it is rotating with the stator speed. Sometimes it is some textbooks represented with this superscript S, some represented with E. So I will represent it with E to avoid confusion with the stationary frame of reference. So this is our frame of reference, QE and the DE, and this frame of reference is rotating at the speed omega E, that is equal to the stator speed omega S. However, I will use the subscript E to represent the speed of this frame of reference. So if that is the frame of reference, so how the ABC quantities will be represented and that one. So first of all, you will be translating ABC quantities into QE and the DE, looking at this angle theta E. And once those are translated, then the D axis and the Q axis currents and the voltages of the stator and of the rotor sides can be correlated with each other with the help of this model, which is basically the arbitrary frame of reference model. But in this, we are going to replace this omega c with omega e, this one, because now our frame of reference is rotating with the speed omega e, right? So from arbitrary frame of reference, you can develop the model for any frame of reference, right? So you are just going to replace these terms with omega e to get the model in the synchronously rotating frame of reference. And in that case, instead of C, we will be using the superscript E to represent the quantities in that frame of reference, right? So that equation is shown over here. All of these will be replaced with E, right? And you will be replacing the speed with omega e, right? All of this are going to become omega e, and here you can see omega c is replaced with omega e. So this equation gives you the dynamics of your induction motor in the synchronously rotating frame of reference, that is rotating with the stator speed, right? And you know that the speed of the stator is the highest one in the case of the induction motor. Rotor lags behind the stator by the slip speed. So this angle, later on we will see that this is basically the slip angle, the angle difference between the stator and the rotor frame of reference, because the difference of the stator speed and the rotor speed is the slip speed. So look, standing in this frame of reference, stationary frame of reference, this frame of reference will be rotating with the synchronous speed omega s or omega e. This frame of reference will be rotating with omega e. So any quantity which is at rotor, if you look at that one in this frame of reference, rotor frame of reference, that will appear as stationary. Any quantity which is moving at the stator speed, if you look at that quantity in the stator frame of synchronously rotating frame of reference, that will appear as a DC quantity. So those DC quantities can be used to design the controller in an easier way, and those we will discuss in upcoming videos related to the field oriented control or vector control of the induction motor. So if I summarize this video, we have seen the induction motor dynamic model equation in three frame of references. The stationary frame of reference, that is fixed, not rotating, speed is 0. In the rotor frame of reference, where the DQ frame is rotating with the speed omega r. And third is this synchronously rotating frame of reference, which is rotating with the synchronous speed, and that's why it is called synchronously rotating frame of reference. So we will be using these models, these frame of references later on to implement a complete drive system when we will be discussing the field oriented control. So that's all from this video. Thank you very much.